Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Keith is the co-founder and co-organizer of Taipei.py, the largest Python user group in Taiwan. He's the lead backend engineer at iChef and served as chairperson of PyCon APAC in 2015. And Keith is going to talk to us about code review for senior Python engineers. So please give it up for Keith.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my call at PyCon AU. So today we'll explore the two difference between the senior Python developer and not so senior Python developers. We'll also dive into the profound impact the experience and well-rounded perspective can have on the code quality and later on production. So whether you are an aspiring developer or an seasoned expert, I hope you'll find insights and principles that we are going to discuss. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So today's agenda was very 2 points. First, we'll dive into the 6 key points of season Python code review. And the second, we'll discuss about the supportive environment and tools around pull request. Okay. So the NT agenda is we won't go into how to details in this short talk, and we don't talk about the career framework, which may be another talk. And then, of course, we cannot discover how to find a good job. It might harder than preparing 10 talks. Okay. So, have anyone do a code review before on GitHub or something? Oh, excellent, many of you, sure. So then I'll probably speak what is a pull request. Someone may even have reviewed the code patch for the Linux kernel anyway. And hi, I'm Keith Yang. Just have to introduce. I'm from Taiwan. And if you can, you want to contact me, you can find me later on the whole work. Okay. To get a more visual imagination, my company is doing post system in the restaurant. We have we doing the order preparation and handle the transaction for on the iPad. And we have some AWS, Django, and a variety of database, MySQL and the Postgres, and the MongoDB ready, something like that. Okay. So now back to our points, 6 key points for season Python. But actually there might be 999 points, but we just extract from our years of experience. So code review and code review, you see the code difference in your daily life. And then we want to measure code quality assurance, and also we share the knowledge about why you write this code and why you write that. And you might find some typo anyway, and fix bugs early. So it's always our main products. But there are many different kind of code review. Like when you want to submit the patch to a Linux kernel, may need to read is developer guide, and if you are not familiar with the system, you might find it be daunting. So it's not like on our GitHub code review every day. So yeah, you need to learn to use Git, send email. That's interesting one. For C Python, that's more common. Now it's moved to the GitHub already, so you can do it like your normal practice. But it might still want to read. It's like developer's guide. There are many a bunch of entry points. Like you can even see the C Python's internals. You can learn from it. So it was I read yesterday. So like the first point here, comments. Now, we are going to, the comments are about the code readability. So, but sometimes it's even more important to make the code easy to be understood rather than just comment everywhere. So, let's see some example maybe. So, I will guessing purpose. Okay. So, for example, like you need to guess what is this line of code, also is abbreviated code, what's the variable mean. So, like it's time to press the reader's patience, be calm down every day. It should be, it's learn of that on mind. So another example now, we have some comments on the code. So it makes things a little better, but code still looks like that. So you need to read a comment and you just understand what the code is going to do. Okay. Sure. Let's compare another example. So now we have a more it's pretty simple code to like it tell the bill total. We are going to have a variable naming and like iterates over the menu items. That should be much easier, clear, right? So it's like I think it's like senior developers daily life to naming something. Okay, so now back to the concise code. So we who don't like descriptive and purpose obvious code. So back to another code example. No, it's just the same example before. The code variable just tell the purpose of bill total, right? So back to the key points now. Is naming except for descriptive and the purpose. Now we have unicorns and comment to the variables. So like so anybody thinks how to name the variable and the module in different files. Like you have a user in users.py, you have like member in cin.py. It might be like how can you do the right choice or a better choice for your teammates? How they can find easier to find out? That's our daily life thing. So another like tool suggestion, you might try the regret to speed your search. It's just a bonus. So back to the name example. So usually we are talking about purpose. We're reading the code about purpose. So in the line member logic or in member utils, I think we are focusing on what the function want to do. So when you look at the first one, it repeats what it's doing, it query the member rows, and it said the function is query members. But in the second example, it lists the members. Is probably the purpose of this function want to do it. Okay, so I think in more normally the second one will be a better choice. So and sometimes it's just not just about code. Even back to your infra, your module naming, it can be like you understand is instead of a bunch of spec and documents. Okay, so let's back to the demo Python. So if you haven't been scared before, now you are going to be scared. I mean, it shows a lot of interesting quotes. Okay, so we just focus on some of it. So like code, comments, and naming, you can have like it's very simple and beautiful since the principle you are going to have it. And readability and easy to explain and namespace like it could be our developer's daily life. So now let's go to 6 key points of senior Python code review part 2. So I think normally the senior developer just don't write unused code, but sometimes you just find different repos. There are unused imports, variables, and you are going to guess what's happening there. But actually, it's easy to avoid just by using some help linter tools like Flake 8. So for example, someone import this, but you might start thinking somewhere it might be the sys assets somewhere, but no, what? And there's an ambiguous variable L. What does it mean? What does it mean? Right? Okay. So, so that's why I say you might use a tool named like pre-commit. So when you do git commit, it just check like your code with like you say use your flag A, check the code for me. So it says this is imported but not used, and the local variable L is assigned but never used again. Okay, and then it even complain about the ambiguous variable name L. Cool. That's and but if you really want, you can skip it anyway. So another common point is like, have you like searched the common Python errors? Like you have sometimes you may have like default function arguments in your code. Like you use this in your function arguments, or you modify this when you iterating over it. And the last one I'm going to show is a real case over this year. It's on our production, and someone, actually me, write the lambda in a loop. And I think, okay, you're going to loop every iteration, but in the end, it only do the last one iteration. So we spent some time to find out the case, and wow, it's a surprising case that you might search on the like common Python pitfalls. Right. So now everyone may know paper A, but I'm not sure everyone will read over the official documents. But actually, it can be like you find in brag in ISO or flag A loop pre-commit somewhere. If someone have done it for you, okay. So this is an example, like you can have the linter in your editor. So I think the senior daily life is like you have everything, every errors found very early in your editor, in your commits, in your pull requests. Some you find the errors as early as possible. So this is like you have the flag A check in your Vim editor. Okay, let's back to the second part of our agenda, supportive environment and tools around the pull request. Okay. So before the code review, there's a part like documentation. When someone like commit message is safe, who knows the. But we don't read the commit message every day. But once you are going to check out the history, it might be the last clue you can find in your code. Why it do this code, because he didn't write the comments, and you cannot get it from variables. So commit it might be the simple only way to find it at that time. Okay, and if you are lucky to find it back to the pull request session, that's good too. And the last end is you're going to find the 10 years ago documents spec about what the module is doing. So like we have like design review document for years. So in there we'll put the purpose and reasons about what is project the CRM projects, like the online ordering projects. We have like how we want to implement the plan, and we will often do it and always do it before the coding, of course. Because we want it to find the errors and do the discussion early than before the implement. So I think the point. And later we have like design review templates, and it's really helpful because because for human it's so hard to define everything. You are going to climb a mountain, what you are going to bring with you. So you have like a list and checklist, and they fill the templates, so you can find it from the templates. So like it might be like how you going to have your API looks, how you want to you have your DB model looks. Yes, and is there something performance review? Do you need a plan B if everything just doesn't work? You're going to roll back your release. that's a heavy one. So like in like if the company going to IPO, so you are going to have a security check for, or even just paperwork you need to check. I have done some security check anyway. It's a good one. And so like for this year, we doesn't even have the developer design review. We even have the SRE design review for someone going to deploy like infra changes. So they are going to have like plan B is very important for the SRE because things happens. I think in SRE is even more serious. Okay, so okay. And another one we have also like we have a time evaluation templates this year. That's also a good one. Like every developer can have the design template to evaluate their speed in the project. It's a hard one, but I think it was to think of it. Yeah, it takes me some time. Okay, so documentation for 10 years company may have mix of like Markdown and Notion, Google Doc, Figma, something, but that is unavoidable. Okay, so but let's come to the CI/CD part. So like anyone have the CI/CD in the components, the company? So can you raise your hand? Few. Okay. So I would say CI is like Jenkins, Git action in your building process, and the CD is like you have like automate deploy your code to the production. Okay. So it reduces the like painful routine, so you don't need to type in so much things to do a deploy. And there was one time it even saved our system because AWS just like cannot really deploy the machines. So luckily we just have a automation redeploy CD the process. So we just do some buttons and the service convert. So I think it's also good to rollback and recovery. It's like actually for me, I personally believe if you don't have the CI/CD, you are hard to be a senior developer in your company because you need to manually deal in so much things manually. So how can you to like force on document and code comment something like that? So you can have a CI in your pull request. So it checks like building someone is going to review is no one is review the merging is black. Okay. So make sure the principle instead of like human communication. Oh, you cannot merge that before I read something. So and you also spare the pipeline. So there are many pipeline choices like Jenkins, Git Actions, GitLab pipelines, AWS Code Build, and even for data, there are some new service called pipeline IO for if you are using DBT things, and they can like compile together use with PyCon AU and the flag as things I saw black. Okay. So there's one essential point like we all even for data pipeline we want to find error more early, so they are doing this kind of thing. Instead you deploy and you find half is on the production. That's not everyone that's fine yet. Okay, so there's code coverage is how many code lines in your repo have been covered. Like for example, our main repo had like 95 coverage. It's like I ready to hear this number. So it's for us we have much confidence on deploy because we have like every pull request we check. Well, why this line isn't be tested? Why is it? Are you sure this logic is really working? Because you haven't tested it. So we do functional tests in our pull requests, and we ask about 95 to 100 coverage. So and so it's easy to like for people to review. They don't need to guess what this code that is work if you have already a test for it. So there are many tools too. So like coverage.py, pytestcube, and codecube, and SonarCube. And there are some services you can use everywhere. So you have like code coverage check in your pull request, of course. So this is a sample in our company like 95. This one is 95 is our project. This pull request is 100% covered. In the coverage page, you can see that 100. Yeah. So and we are more relief. Okay, back to the Xenon Python again. So CI encourage I think it helps to find errors early, and you can explicitly find in your pull request why it's not covered, and if you have document templates, you can like force the rules in your organization. Yes. So like that might be joke, but I think the joke is everywhere, even like country law. So the preferably only one way to like show in your teamwork, your organization, the CI/CD document and templates. So nowadays the AI comes out, so the senior experience might be a challenge for us now. So are you senior more than ChatGPT something? So are you senior more than GitHub Copilot? All right. Anyway, but in current experience, I think the domain knowledge is still working. So it still tells the wrong answer. So we still need to figure out like what and they cannot like I asked it about like AWS infra things, but I always get it wrong. So maybe I'm not good promoter anyway. But every time you check the official doc, it's kind of help. And the one time I even asked the AWS team, and something is even not on the official doc, but they say like data pipeline is going to sunset in like April, but it's just so hard to find on the official doc. And not to mention the ChatGPT will never know it. And one day, not now. Okay. So and like the sharing experience, do the experiment with your team, I think it's also good. Like someone in our team do the GitHub Copilot for us, so we might learn for it, and everybody get going. Okay. So it's teamwork, and in our organization, there's key point about the senior is mentorship. So if we are very careful how you can help others or not, it's very our key point of view. And the old-fashioned way is self-learning, you get old-fashioned books, or the latest AI interaction. I think it's all helping. Like during the PyCon Taiwan, you might have a consideration. All right, the last summary is like actually I think the senior point is not so important, or it's more about how we be helpful to others. So like mentorship, or you help other, or you have like CSD helping you, so you find and you help yourself knowing like common errors. So I think that's the point of this talk. So the supporting environment tools, and find the first error in very first place is the key principle all about this talk if you're going to take away. So thank you. This is my talk today.